Hey guys, what's up? It's Samantha, and before I get into anything else in this video, I just wanted to apologize for the lack of videos the past few weeks. I've been having some serious computer issues, and I've talked about it on Instagram, but if you don't follow me there, then you might not know. My laptop is about 6.5 years old, and it is on its last legs, and I've been having issues where Photoshop and Adobe Premiere Pro have been crashing every time I do anything on them, and it seems to be working temporarily right now, so I'm going to take advantage of that and edit some videos. I have been filming Plan With Me's throughout the last few weeks. I just haven't been able to edit them, so I do want to get a new PC. I want to build a desktop, but I don't have room for a desktop in our current apartment. And as you'll see from some of the stuff that I put down in my spread this week, we will not be in our house for a very long time. This was not a great week. There's been several issues with the house, and it's probably not going to be it's not going to be ready for us to move in until probably June at this point. Our windows still are not in, and it's really thrown a spanner in the works. So I'm hoping that my computer will last for that long, and then I can build the PC of my dreams in our house where there is space for a desktop, because there is not space to put a desktop anywhere in this house right now. So if all else fails, I did get an iPad, and I might be able to figure out a way to edit on my iPad. We'll see how that would work out. But yeah, this kit from Scribbling Prince Co is a beautiful, wonderful kit. It was one of her mystery kits. I love the colors. I love the art. I love the vibes. It's a very chill, relaxing spa vibe. This week was not chill, not relaxing, no spa vibes at all. So it's kind of the opposite of everything that was going on this week. It was just, for myriad reasons, was not a great week. And my reading, the books that I read there were some high highs, there were some 5 stars, and there were some 1 stars, and there was really nothing in between. So that's sort of, how the week went. Before I get into talking about my books, I did want to say I used silver foil on this kit, but I was waffling between using lavender hollow and silver, and I thought both would work really well with this kit, so I compromised, and I love the Simply Gilded washi I used for the bottom washi. That Stardust has both her Aurora Pink, which is the same color as SPC's Lavender Hollow, and silver sparkles in the Stardust on the ink marble. And then the bow has that Aurora Pink foil on it, and it works so beautifully. I'm obsessed with that combo. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the 3 books and the graphic novel series that I read this week. So the first book that I finished was an arc of King of Battle and Blood by Scarlet St. Clair, and I think I gave this a 2 on Goodreads. I didn't hate it with I'd probably give it a 1.5 or a 2. I didn't hate it with the fire of 1,000 suns or whatever, but I just don't understand the hype for this book. I picked it up because Scarlet St. Clair has gotten a lot of hype over on Book Talk, and it's bled over into Bookstagram, and I keep seeing people talk about her books. This was supposed to be an enemies to lovers vampire romance, and there was just, I don't understand why people were saying this was so spicy or, so steamy. This is quite possibly the most vanilla vampire book, vampire romancy, any kind of thing that I've ever read. It's also not enemies to lovers. I feel like this was just marketed terribly. They basically meet, immediately have sexual chemistry, and fall into bed with each other. There isn't really an enemies part or that banter or the buildup that you get with enemies to lovers where they don't like each other and there's mean snarky banter back and forth, and then that builds into sexual tension. There was none of that. they meet like wham bam, thank you ma'am, and it wasn't really that steamy. So it wasn't even like that part was good, because if a plot is sort of like whatever, I can excuse it for like some good romance. There was no good romance. There was no good steam. The plot was non-existent. So yeah, I just don't really understand this one. Again, like I bought into the TikTok hype, and that was why I requested an arc, because I didn't want to pay for it. And, you know, I shouldn't have read it. I'm not the right person for this book, but I know this book does have its readership because so many people love it. So I'm just not one of them, unfortunately. So then the next book I read was going from a low to a high, and it was Comfort Me with Apples by Catherynne and Valente. And I give this 5 out of 5 stars. If I could give it 6 stars, give it 6 stars. This is going to be in my top books of 2022. Like, I can't imagine a world in which this is not in my top books of 2022. It's a novella. It's very short, and it is excellent. I just cannot tell you how good this book is. It's like marketed as horror, but it's not really horror. It's more just kind of like creepy, and there's a sense of like dread, like things aren't quite right. Like it's creepy in the way like Stepford Wives is creepy. That same sort of like this very perfect community. It takes place in a gated community with lots and lots of rules and regulations and bylaws, and you kind of get a sense from the beginning that something is off here. And this is a retelling of a very familiar to most people story. But I don't want to say what the retelling is. It's not in any of the like the blurbs or anything. And when the pieces start to click into place and you realize like what is going on, it is mind-blowing. Like the commentary in this book is just absolutely like amazing. I loved it. It was fantastic. It's very, very short. Definitely leans a little more on like the literary side, like literary fiction side of things. It's not like it wasn't like a difficult read, but it's definitely a more, I don't know, like thought-provoking. Like I want to discuss it like with an English class kind of vibe. Like I want to break it down. I really, really loved Comfort Me with Apples. So fantastic. Loved it. Highly recommend. And then the next book was an arc I requested that I absolutely should not have requested. I shouldn't have read this book. If it hadn't been an arc, I would have DNF'd it like 20 pages in. And I feel so bad that I requested this because I just should not. And that is Heated by Naima Simone. And I have read and liked books by Naima Simone before. And I saw this pop up on NetGalley. And I'm like, I'm in the mood to read. It was like a Friday night or something. I don't know, whatever. I was like chilling out. And I'm like, I want to just like have a glass of wine and like read an easy breezy kind of, whatever, fluffy romance book. And so the blurb basically was like, oh, this woman in Colorado runs a breakup company and she like helps people like manage their breakups. And so I was thinking that this was going to be, or like she helps people break up with each other. And so I'm thinking that this is going to be something where like on the blurb, it sounds sort of far-fetched, but like it would be fleshed out and like make more sense in the story. Like whether she helps provide like get people, her company has like therapists and lawyers and, helps like if there's, with the financial side of things and helps people like phrase how they want to break up with someone or, like she goes as a backup person. Like if they're doing it in a public place, she like goes so they know they have like a safe person, like a safe supportive person there if like things go wrong or whatever to like help them get away. I don't know like what I was thinking this was, but that is not what this was. She literally like goes to people's houses or like meets people at restaurants and like reads Dear John letters to them. And that is her breakup company. And it is like so dumb. Like I feel bad saying that, but the whole premise is so dumb. Like this could never fly in real life. And I could not suspend my disbelief over how stupid it was to even care about anything that was going on in the story. And then the romance, there's like a fake dating trope thrown in that made no sense. Just like weird vibes all around. I've read and liked stuff from her before, but it was definitely steamier stuff that I read from her before. And this like didn't really have, I think there was like one steamy scene. It was like a very brief thing. I'm like, why did I read this? Like I can look, kind of still look, not really like, but I can ignore a weird or like unbelievable plot if there's great chemistry or romance or steam. And this was not it. So 1 out of 5 stars, just not good. Did not enjoy. I feel really bad because it's an arc, but did not like, so sorry. And then the last things I read, I spent an afternoon, I think I spent like all day Sunday reading Heartstopper, volume 1 through 4 by Alice Oseman. And these books are just so lovely and so soft. They are a male-male romance graphic novel series that takes place at an all-boys school in Britain, and it's just so soft, so lovely, mutual like pining, and these two boys just end up falling for each other, and it's just so sweet and so soft, and there's great friendships, and it tackles some hard topics really, really well, and it's such a joy every time I go back and reread them. It's such a joy, and I had reread the first 3 because I hadn't read the 4th one yet. And there is a Netflix adaptation coming out in the next couple weeks, and I'm very excited to watch that. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I will definitely be watching that because I'm just very, very excited for it. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking that out if you haven't, and that sounds like it's up your alley. So this is the finished spread. I really, really love how it turned out. All these colors, I love it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will have more videos coming your way soon as long as my computer holds up. And make sure you're following me on Instagram because I am much better about keeping you guys updated over there. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.